Hey, what's up, guys? Is it just me, or has something changed recently? I left Tractor Supply this morning with some hardware that I needed, but this Microsoft global meltdown, we'll call it, with their software is affecting apparently airports, 911 centers, and who knows what else. They said Chinese banks, and I went to Tractor Supply, and part of their software is not working. So it's also affecting commerce in the US, but I don't know. Something just feels off these last couple of days with the whole event, with the Donald getting pew pewed at, and also just in general, the way people feel. I think global consciousness is a real thing. Collective consciousness is probably not good right now because the collective mindset of everybody is just anxiety and depression and low vibes. And tell me if I'm not the only one feeling it. If you're feeling the same thing, in the comments below, put a I feel it too, so that I know I'm not the only one. I've been feeling it more the last couple years, and of course we're not in a great state economically, and financial instability will cause global instability or people to not feel good about the way things are going. And also, with all the stuff that's getting thrown at us in the media, bridges collapsing, attempted assassination attempts, now apparently Biden might be stepping down and they're going to throw him under the bus, and all these theatrics that are getting thrown at us. And our collective mind is really saying, like, we know something's not right, but we don't know because they're not telling us, and something just feels off. I think anxiety about the future for most people feels just off, and people don't know what to think of it. I think in the States we feel it especially more because of all the news outlets are constantly putting death and destruction in the news, and all this bad news that we're always receiving, and our attention spans are getting shorter because of short form content, and we're always on social media just kind of disassociating from life. And it's a huge problem. But lately I pay attention to how my girl feels, because I feel like women are just more intuitive, and she's been feeling a level of anxiety when she wakes up first thing in the morning. Usually if the baby didn't sleep well, or he had to nurse a bunch of times, or he was just fussy in the middle of the night, because sometimes he's like that, she'll wake up a little upset, or like I can see that she's not completely like, hey, like, this is great. But lately she's been waking up and saying, I feel like a level of anxiety. And energies don't lie. I think globally we're all feeling that level of like, what's going to happen next? I say all that to say that, man, you're going to be okay. If you think back to what you thought was the worst day in your life, and you had a big life shift, and you were uncertain about the future, and maybe it was a breakup, maybe it was the death of a family member, maybe it was an accident, and you thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through this? And guess what? You're still here. You're breathing. You can be thriving if you want to. You're alive. You were given another chance, if you want to call it that. Basically, you are going to survive. And right now I know it's hard for people to see through the anxiety and the fear that we're all being projected onto by the global elites, I guess you could say, and the mainstream media. But we're all going to be okay. We're all going to be good. You have to remember that you're a spiritual being and a human experience, and as soon as you will it, so it is. So if you're not feeling like great or you have anxiety, step back, take a deep breath. Meditation has helped me immensely overcome depression and fear and loneliness and all kinds of stuff. But you have to take the steps, you have to do the work, you have to take a breather. You know, when they say take a breather, that means take a breather. Like, you know, go to a quiet place in your house or even in your car, pull over and just take about 30 deep breaths and know in your mind that you're going to be okay. One other thing I can say is pay attention to your thoughts. Our thoughts can take our breath away in a matter of seconds, and all of a sudden you're having a panic attack and you don't know why, and your brain's going a million miles an hour. Pay attention to your thoughts. Take inventory of your thoughts. If you have to, write it down and ask yourself, why am I thinking like this? I'm okay. I have a pulse. I'm good. You know, get some exercise, walk, meditate, give up shitty people, give up the shit that hurts you, give up the shitty food. I've changed my diet here recently in the last month. I've been doing a form of carnivore diet, and more recently I added fruit, but it's basically just a high fat diet with meat and butter and eggs and salt and a little bit of spices, and in the morning I'll have a tiny bit of yogurt with a bunch of berries, and I feel freaking amazing. Like, I have totally changed the way I feel. When I didn't feel good before, I would go and grab a burger or some greasy ass fries because it's like, oh man, I just want to feel better. And then you eat that shit and you're good for the moment. You're like, oh, this is so good. And then all of a sudden you just crash and you're like, what is this? You feel sick to your stomach. You feel sick in your head. That stuff attacks your endocrine system, so your hormones and your testosterone gets all fucked off, and all of a sudden you feel like shit. So eat healthy, meditate. Let me say it for the people in the back. Eat healthy, meditate, exercise, hold yourself accountable, and I guarantee you, when you start doing the things that matter and start getting rid of the drama-fied ass people that don't matter in your life, you're gonna feel a million times better. And considering the current events and everything that's going on and all the chaos that they want us to believe that's going on, and all the division that's going on, I just wanted to drop this message and say, you're gonna be good. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching if you made it this far. Much love, and I appreciate all you guys that support the channel. And I know it's not my usual content, but I felt called to do this video because of the way I was feeling, the way I know my lady's feeling, and I know other people have to be feeling it. I know it because it just feels so different in these last couple of days. So, peace.